Tell you what we do love. We love a person who, last time we introduced her, we just introduced her as the founder of Aussie Hay Runners. Today we're introducing her as the founder of Aussie Hay Runners and, if you don't mind, Victorian of the Year local hero, Linda Widdup. Hello.
Good morning, guys. How are you going?
We're going very, very well. Lovely to have you back. And did you get a chance to listen to that little tune, and did you like it?
I absolutely loved it. It gives me goosebumps because that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Well, you never know. You just might have a copy of that in your inbox by the end of the weekend. I'll have a chat to my friend Artie and see what we can do.
That would be absolutely fabulous. Thank you.
Linda, this is a wonderful thing you do. You've started to be recognised individually for what you do, but I'm sneaking a suspicion is that is the last thing on your mind. But you started off with a need, and it just seems that need, for different reasons, whether it be drought or fire, it doesn't matter what part of Australia it is, it's a constant need for you to do what you do. Do you just get tired some days?
You know what? You're right in what you say. I love what I do, and I will always keep doing it. But the last few weeks have been a very big challenge for me because my own farm was on fire, and it was just, you know, in my lifetime of being up in that area, I've never seen my farm look like that. But it was just absolutely devastating. But I'm very lucky I didn't lose my house, just our fencing and bits and pieces. But you know what? We push forward because there's a lot more people worse off than what, you know, I would ever be.
Well, we're going to catch up with someone who knows a little bit about rebuilding fences a little bit later on, so we'll see what we can do to get a word in for you.
You know what? I've been lucky. My neighbours have all jumped in, and we've got our main fences up to the cattle in, so that's a bonus right there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, just to let people know, Aussie Hay Runners, how long's it been going?
We're in our 6th year now. We turned 6 on the 20th.
Hello, Linda, are you there? No, we seem to have lost connection.
Oh, no, there you are. No, we got you back. Sorry. A truck went past.
So, yeah, 5 years of almost constant need for your services.
Yeah, we just turned 6 on the 21st of December, so we're going into our 6th year now. So, and it's been very, very constant. Like, you know, we've done over 100 runs just with trucks into Victoria in the last 3 to 4 weeks. We had a wonderful little collaboration of youth and trailers. We called our Aussie Hay Runner Cute Youth Crew. They've done about 300 little loads here and there. So, you know, it's been awesome. You know, it's been absolutely fabulous, the response to, you know, helping our Victorian farmers.
And, of course, you know, we're not out of the woods yet. I'm assuming that there is still trucks on the road as we speak.
Yeah, look, with Victoria, I've spoken to a few stockies and stuff like that. So initially when the fire started in Victoria, everybody was a bit, you know, buggered because you couldn't get trucks and that in, you know, with hay and stuff. So we used depots, of course. But once the trees and everything were cleared and people could get in, they got the stock plates in there. A lot of people got their stock off and they're in a distant. So now the recovery starts of, you know, building their fences and their infrastructure and getting it right, because let's face it, we're in the middle of summer down here in Victoria, and the adjustment fodder won't last that long. So within the next, you know, probably 4 to 6 weeks, they'll be bringing their animals back, and then again, you know, that's where we'll hop in there and we'll start the recovery run with them.
What parts of Victoria are currently screaming out for hay? I assume down here in the southwest there's a bit of requirement. Up in the northeast as well, is there?
So with Southwest Vic, there wasn't a lot of farmland burnt. I mean, there was farms burnt, but a lot of it was the forest, like the Otway National Park and all that my place at coming through the forest. A lot of people lost their houses down on the Jellybrand area there, just up the road from where I am. But, you know, there was a hay hub put in, but they seem to just get what they need in there. You know, it's not a case of there's no hay around at the moment. It was just getting it to people because they lost tractors, cars, things like that. So the areas at the moment were up at Walwa, Tallangatta, Highlands, Yea, Yarkin and Longwood were going okay at the moment. But it's just, you know, like I said, once everybody starts bringing their animals back, the ground is just burnt. It's like a rock, so they're not going to get any growth. So that's where, you know, we'll have to hop back in there and head, you know, put some more hay down there for them.
The great work you do, the great generosity, it only works when other people are as generous. Now, over that period of time, the hay's bouncing back from north to south and backwards and forwards as each area is in need, and some, because of seasonal conditions, have the ability to make a lot of hay and store it up. Are you finding on your own generosity and effort is being stretched a bit, but are you feeling that the whole system is really constantly under stress?
So, like last year, my area of Southwest, we were
Oops. You're still there?
Yeah.
We have some more traffic problems here. Sorry, Linda.
No, you're right. Can you hear me now?
We can now, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so last year down in the southwest, we had green drought, and that was a real bugger. Like, it looked beautiful, but there was nothing on the ground. Hay did become quite, in shortage, so with a lot of the stuff that we were doing, we were carting from New South Wales down. But this year, a lot of the southwest has had absolutely wonderful hay harvest. Like, we've even got people that we delivered to last year are actually ringing us with, you know, hay to donate back. So there is a fair bit around, but I do believe, and we all saw it on TV, all the farms, you know, burning, and out in the paddock here's thousands of bales of hay that haven't been shedded or moved as yet on fire. So I think a couple of months, maybe 3 months down the track, I think we're going to be back in that bit of a thing where hay might become a little bit hard to get again.
Yeah, looking at it, I'm clearly the least qualified person in this conversation in terms of talking about this, but just looking at some of the footage that we saw on the TV, they make particularly good firelighters, the bales of hay. They tend to burn and keep burning, I suspect.
They do, you know what I mean? And it's just, you know, it's devastated me seeing them on fire, because it was just a horrible thing to watch, you know, because you're thinking, God, there's people that are just would have loved that hay, and now, you know, it's all gone. And all the effort that goes into, you know, cut, rake and baling it. It's not a 5-minute job.
I noticed at the back end of the harvest there's a huge amount of straw being baled up this year, more than normal, I would think, and although it's a lesser quality of feed, I imagine it still would serve a purpose in a lot of cases, the post-harvest straw. Are you getting a little bit of that coming available?
No, not really. We have had a lot of donated hay. It's okay to take a little bit of straw that they can mix in, but straw is very unpalatable to animals, like beef cattle. They'll stand around it and have a bit of a chew and then wander off, and, you know, it's not the most, you know...
Like Brussels sprouts, I suppose, for humans.
Yeah, that's it, Your Honour, yeah. Human Brussels sprouts, so, yeah.
So if people want to help Linda, in my mind there's a few ways, and you might be able to sort us out on this. First of all, if there's a farmer listening who has some hay to spare, you would take a donation of that. I guess also monetary donations?
Yes, both. You know what, it's been really terrific. A lot of farmers have called in down our area and donated a truckload, and I can, certainly get it trucked down there, and we can get it into the all the fire areas are open except Walwer at the moment. They've still got a bit of active fire going, I believe, so we wouldn't go there. But once this next lot of up and coming, once we can get back in and people have got their animals fenced and they've got their registers back, I think that's where we'll find we're going to be, needing the hay just to give them that helping hand to, ease it while they are looking for their own hay supplies and what have you.
And with the money that people donate, presumably that's covering some costs to run the organisation, but also buying hay, or is all your hay donated?
So basically, monetary donation in this Victorian bushfire. My wonderful, wonderful truck drivers are paying for their own fuel. Every dollar that we get is being bought farmer direct, and the boys are all, I've got 70 trucks there, they're all out there taking a load to wherever it's needed. That we are not putting any money into fuel. The boys are funding themselves. They're just the best people.
And for people who are listening who whistle around in their CX-5 or their small Corolla or something, Rob's looking concerned because the police have just turned up. So if he stops talking, he's been arrested. You might put $50 or $60 of fuel in your car every week, but to drive a truck from here to Walwer is not a cheap amount of fuel.
No, it's not. It's not. And
it's a massive donation.
Well, it is, and this is, this is where my boys shine, because, we do get subsidy out of New South Wales and South Australia. Unfortunately, there's no funding sort of available for, government groups, the government for groups like us. But this shows me till charitable side of my boys. I just love them to death. They do a wonderful job. The biggest majority of them are themselves, so they understand what these people are through.
Yeah. I saw a photo of you with a fairly prominent Australian a couple of weeks ago. You didn't get a chance to ask him for a few bucks?
I didn't. It was walking past, and we looked at him, and she had her phone in her hand, and he said, picture, and oh yes, the next thing he did the selfie, and then one of the Channel 7 guys took a photo of him doing a selfie with my sister and I.
Nice.
It was a bit unexpected, but anyway, he was all over it.
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll come to the party with some dollars very soon.
Who was that now?
Linda met the Prime Minister the other day.
Oh, okay. Albo's got a bit of spare cash.
No, New South Wales are very, very good with helping their farmers. I've got to give them credit. They do give us a transport subsidy, so we can get the hay up there. They're very good. They are very good, so I don't complain there.
Well, before we let you go, a quick plug for the event that's happening in Colac tonight, a trivia night, I understand.
Oh, you know what? Sadly, we had to postpone it because a lot of people are still in that fire affected, and a lot happened in the Colac area. So we decided just to postpone it until people are back on their feet. And it just sort of dwindled a little bit because I don't think everyone's up to go.
Up for a trivia night. Yep.
Yeah, so we will.
All right.
Yes, but it'll be down the track.
My recommendation would be to follow Aussie Hay Runners on Facebook and Instagram. You'll find out when the trivia night's back on, and of course you can find out how to donate. Linda, congratulations on being recognised as Victorian of the Year local hero. I know that's not why you do it, but we reckon you're a bit of a hero, and we look forward to catching up soon.
Oh, lovely. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Stay well, everyone.
Thanks, Linda.